Hello, Margaret Larson here for the Dreamcatcher podcast. Thanks for joining us. Today, my guest is Niesha Martinez.
Hello, everyone. How you
So,
doing?
welcome, and how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you,
I'm
Mike?
doing
Mark.
great. Cool. That is cool. There are a lot of things, a lot worse things I could be called. So, no, that is awesome. So Niesha, I don't know how long we've known each other. I think the first, I mean, you were at my event in 2022, and you spoke at Impact.
Yes.
But where did I meet you the first time?
Back Alley Bakery. I was working there as a
Oh,
waitress.
that's right.
Yes,
Yes, I
around that
forgotten.
time. Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
No, I definitely because I thought I remember then. So yeah, and it was 2022, which I can't believe how many years that's already been.
Yes,
So
yes.
so what are you doing now, Aisha?
So I currently work for ILC Integrated Life
Okay.
Choices.
Okay.
I started there as a DSP. We help individuals grow in our individuals have special needs, and we help them grow in any area that's needed.
Okay.
As
Okay.
far as behavior issues, writing programs for them, getting them out in the community to make a difference. So our goal is basically to make a change in others' lives.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
I absolutely enjoy what I do.
Okay.
Yes.
How long you been doing that?
I've been currently a DSP in Hastings for 2 years, and then I turned over as a manager in Grand Island now.
Okay.
So
Awesome. So originally, you're from Chicago, is that right?
yes, I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
So how did you get from Chicago to Hastings? That has to have been a difference.
Yes, interesting story. So when I was in Chicago, I had a home daycare,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I had certain things that wasn't going accordingly. So I decided to, let me backtrack. My
Okay.
daughter grandma, she stays in Nebraska, and she told me about Nebraska when I was going through problems in Chicago.
Okay.
And when she told me about it, I just took a risk and I came out here. Like,
Okay.
usually people don't do that.
No,
Coming from a big city to a small town,
yes,
it's definitely a catch-22.
Oh yeah.
Yes, but I have 2 children,
Okay.
and when I came down here and I visited for like a month, I felt like this was a place that can help them grow.
Yeah.
And especially what I was paying in Chicago, the
Yeah,
rent,
I
the
bet.
taxes,
Yeah.
everything that's included in there. That was a lot for me. So coming down here was definitely a big change.
So how long ago was that been that you came to Hastings from Chicago?
It's been 7 years.
7. Okay.
Yes, 7 years exact. Yes.
So do you get back to Chicago very often?
Yes, I visit twice a year.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
twice a year. Yes, to see family and friends. I still got my whole family out there. So
Yeah. Do they come out here to visit you?
No, we're working on it.
Okay, I can understand that. They're probably thinking, "Come to Nebraska."
Yes, we're working. I mean, it's more of them than me, so I guess it makes sense with numbers that I go down there. But we're working on them to come see me.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome.
Yes.
So, back alley, and then I kind of got to know you a little bit with the Impact, my event.
Yeah.
And then a little bit, I don't know, maybe it's the same organization you're with now. When you was at the Y, they would see you with a group of individuals.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's the same thing then. So
it is the same
okay.
thing. Yes.
So how'd you find out this organization?
It's crazy because I was on Indeed. Like, I just literally was randomly on Indeed, and I
Okay.
needed a change.
Okay.
And I go off energy and just like I do certain things like with the universe.
Awesome.
So like I was like, whoever called me first, that's who I'm gonna go with.
Okay.
And I went with ILC. So
Awesome.
it was
I like that.
I didn't overthink it. I just went with the flow, and everything started getting like better and better and better.
Is
every year.
And I that's the way to go.
Yeah.
You know, I think that is so much because it's so easy to overthink decisions.
Yes. And then you catch yourself lost in your thoughts.
You do.
I do that a lot.
Yeah, so with this organization, what do you do exactly?
I work with individuals with special needs.
Okay.
We do a lot of volunteer sites so they can get out in the community and feel as one with everybody else.
Okay.
Not only do we do volunteer sites, we do like hopes and dreams for them. We focus on goals.
Awesome.
We allow them to make their own decisions, their own choices, and then we have staff set in place that can guide them into getting there. So that's our goal. Like we never let what they have going on stop them from being great.
Okay. Okay. So I mean, hopes and dreams. That just comes right. We hear with
Mhm.
So do they know their dreams? I mean, does
Yeah,
everybody?
I mean, we have a lot of them that wants to drive one day or become or anchor a weather channel. You know,
Okay. Yeah.
it's a lot of hopes and dreams. Like they want to learn how to cook and be a chef. So
Cool.
it's our jobs to continue to remind them that they can do it. Like
Love it.
we can do things to help them. Like we can have cooking classes and we can come with different activities to make them feel involved, important. You know.
Wow, I
Yeah.
love that. So is this just a local to Nebraska organization, or is it more
Oh,
than that?
ILC, we
Yeah.
are known through Nebraska. We're moving through York.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're enhancing ourselves every year. Yes.
Awesome. So dreams. I mean, how do you? Okay, they tell you your dream. Do you
Mhm.
help them with the process, or how do you do that?
By giving them, okay, so say for instance, someone has a dream to be a chef.
Yes.
So I will create a program where we can teach them how to grocery shop first, like the basics of being a chef.
Nice.
So we can look up things for them, and we can show them ways on how to get to where they're going. If that makes
Okay.
sense,
Yes,
I
it
give them the
does.
resources. We practice things. We go over things over and over. So basically, consistency
Oh,
is
I could
what
see
helps
that.
them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in Grand Island, where's this located?
Um, 2020 225 North Webb Road.
On Webb Road.
Yes,
Okay, I know
yes.
where you're at then.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's where my location is located at. So
Okay.
we have different locations.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So we have I'm not for sure the numbers on how many boat sites we have in Grand Island, but we have one in Hastings, one in York. We
Okay.
have different houses for a couple of individuals that we support. We actually have homes for them.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's like a whole system that we have set.
So is this headquartered in Grand Island?
Um, the headquarters is in Lincoln.
Lincoln. Okay,
Yes,
that makes sense.
Lincoln,
Okay.
Nebraska. So we have some in Lincoln, Omaha,
Okay.
Grand Island, Hastings, York. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So, how did you find out about this organization?
Indeed.
Indeed, just Indeed. Okay.
Yes.
So you just took from Indeed and just went there and
Yes,
okay, okay,
yes. And when I first got my job as a DSP in Hastings, I just decided to grow from there, if that makes sense.
okay. It does.
Yes.
So, okay, we're. I mean, like in a year to two, or even longer than that, we're advancement. Is there room for advancement? In what you're doing?
Yes, it's always room for investment because helping people grow, whether any job that you're in, is
Mm-hmm.
all because my job consists of helping growth in individuals.
Okay, cool.
So it's always room because we never run out of people.
No, I can
We
see that.
never run out of people. So it's always room to help others grow. We'll
So,
never run out.
how do you find the people that need your services,
Um, that I haven't
or
got
do
too
they, or do
far.
they find you?
In the business, I haven't got
Okay, that's
figured
cool.
that
Yeah,
one out.
no.
How do we find the people? Because I'm a manager there, so
Okay.
my goal is to keep what I have going on intact.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Awesome. That is awesome. So I always ask on the Dreamcatcher podcast, when you were growing up, what were your dreams? What you want to be when you grew up?
It's a catch 22.
Okay.
I wanted to be a cook, but I felt like that was my dreams because um, I was basically set to be that way, if that makes sense. I'm the oldest. I'm the first girl out of my mom has 6 kids.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm the first girl and I'm the oldest. So I had
Okay.
responsibilities to help her out.
Sure.
To do certain things. So since I became good at a skill, I
Uh-huh.
put it as my dream, if that makes sense.
That does make sense. Yeah.
So as far as seeking who I am in the process, I'm in the process of healing myself outside of whatever I do.
Right.
So I have to figure that dream out now.
Yeah, that's true. And
Yes.
dreams do evolve.
Yes.
That's for
Yes.
sure.
So when I was younger, in my healing journey, I'm like, okay, I had certain dreams, but I feel like those dreams were set in place based off what I was good at.
True, and that makes sense.
Yes.
So,
And
so what are things you're really good at?
I'm good at cooking.
Okay.
Helping others.
Awesome.
Leadership skills
Cool.
because I came a long way in my life, so I have been put in certain positions to help me allow others to grow. If that makes
Awesome.
sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what's one of your favorite things to cook?
soul food.
Is that that
Yes,
sounds
yes,
good?
yes. Anything that involves soul food.
Awesome. That is,
Home cooked soul food.
yeah,
Yes.
home cooked. Yeah, it's always good.
Yes.
So leadership. Do you maybe speak in front of people, or do you?
Yes, I have spoken in front of actually a lot of people.
Okay.
From different places, even if it's from coming from a rough neighborhood, um, or just being me around my friends or in my position as a manager. So, but one thing I do push for leadership, you have to lead by example.
You
You
do.
have
Oh
to.
yes,
You have
amen.
to.
Yes.
So by fixing me, I'm able to give those examples.
True. Yeah, it's kind
So
of the
it
ripple.
starts with self
It
first.
does.
Yes,
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 that's
yes.
good wisdom right there.
Yes.
So do you speak? Would you speak in front of a big group of people in an auditorium?
Honestly, I would. I'm not afraid.
That's awesome.
Um,
So how do you get to that point, or maybe you've always been that way?
that's what's crazy. I always been that way, and
Okay.
I like as a little girl, my mom, well, my dad used to say, that's my big baby, and she just, she has very expressive feelings.
Uh huh.
And one of my little sisters was like, instead of them telling you that, they should have used that as a gift. And I just always been like that. As a kid, it was just like,
Cool.
I'll do it first.
Uh huh.
I'll go.
I love that.
I just always had that. Come on, I get the crowd going. We can make a
Yes.
change type of
Yes.
personality. And I can't tell you where it came from.
Well, evidently maybe from God.
Yeah,
So, well, and I remember back when you did my impact. I mean, it wasn't that many people, but you stood up there. I could tell you were very at ease there.
Yes.
So,
And then I remember having like I did like a performance in 8th grade.
Really
For Rosa Park. It was like a Black History Month.
awesome.
And I stood on stage, and the glasses that I had on, I couldn't see out of it. That we didn't have any fake glasses.
Okay.
So my
So
wig was on like kind of crooked, and then the crowd was laughing like, "Girl, yo!" And then I just like kind of went with the flow.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, wait, but what's going on, everybody? So like, I just have that natural instinct to just
Yes.
like, if you're afraid, make a joke, laugh.
True.
Take the pressure off.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
we all make mistakes.
We do. Yes.
And once you meet people at those levels, you become unafraid. To me.
And I like that. That's great wisdom too, because I'm not to that point. I get once you get me going, but that initial, I mean, I'm almost sick if I get in front of people and talk. So it wasn't impact, wasn't because it was such a small group, intimate. But if
I think for me, it's understanding everyone, like everyone, different cultures and different backgrounds, and
true,
understanding where each person comes from, it makes it more comfortable when you can, because it shouldn't matter what crowd you're in. I can have a mixture of crowd, and I can understand each one at a different level, if that makes sense.
That does.
Yeah, so
I
when
love
you
it.
become that person, it makes things just flow authentically, like
Yeah, and
naturally.
authentically is where it's all about. That's for
Yes,
sure too.
yes.
So would you do a TEDx talk, or would you do a TED talk?
Yeah, I had a lot of people like tell me that I need to do this. I think
I
I
can
am
see you doing that.
okay. I'm stopping myself because I'm an overthinker,
Yeah, I can
and
understand
then
that one.
I end up shutting down.
Okay.
So until I work on me fully, then I can bring that full potential out.
Yeah.
But then I have some that be like, you don't even have to be done, because you're never going to be done with your fully. So you
That's
just
true.
need to
Yes.
do it.
Yes, that is true.
So it's like, Niesha.
I love that. So would you want your own business sometime?
Absolutely. Have I decided what I want to make it out of yet? No. I can be honest with you. I think I do more of serving people, if that makes sense.
It does. I understand that feeling too.
People.
Yeah.
And like I purchased a piece of property in Edgar, last year.
Okay.
And my goal was to create a garden out there.
Awesome.
Something that can bring me peace, so I can figure my vision out. If that makes sense.
It does. I like that a lot.
Because then I get stuck in I'm going off what everybody else thinks Aisha should do.
Yeah.
Because we all do that.
Yes, we do.
The potential others seeing us and what they see that you can do better, or you are good at this.
Yeah.
And it's like, when I need to take a step back and figure out, what do I?
Yes.
Who am I?
Truly. Yes. So why Edgar? Was it just a piece of property you knew?
No, I just came across it. It was
Okay.
one of those where someone that I knew, well, I still know to this day,
Uh-huh.
they knew someone else, and it was one of those where I just purchased it because it was low at the time, and I did what I needed to do because
Awesome.
it didn't matter where it was. I just needed a piece of place where I can do a garden and I can start thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, gardening does. You know, there
Yes.
is something to be said about that, being out in nature and
I'm a
stuff like
nature
that.
person. I'm a tourist.
Oh, all right.
Love
Okay.
nature. I'm
Okay.
grounded. I'm
Okay.
very into nature. Yes.
So do you like to travel?
My goal is to, when I get married, me and my husband get a camper and we just travel to every state. Like I don't
Awesome.
even
That's cool.
like the goal is to live life to its fullest.
Amen.
I want to live out experience.
Yes.
Nothing belongs to me. Everything is an experience.
That's true.
So in order to do that, I
Uh-huh.
gotta live by it. So
Yeah,
that's the
that
goal.
is true.
Yeah.
Yes. So have you traveled any places that are on your list that you really liked?
No, not well. I went to Phoenix, Arizona, but that was a birthday gift
Okay.
from a guy that I'm with now.
Okay.
So it was
That's
a birthday
nice gift.
Yes, it was a gift. I had fun. I went horseback riding.
Nice.
It was nice. So
Okay.
like it wasn't on my bucket list, but it was a gift. So
that
like,
is nice.
yeah.
So did you like that area? I've never been down to that area.
It's hot.
I mean, yeah.
We went around the wrong timing.
Did you?
Yes,
Okay.
but I'm pretty sure like if we went around like December, October,
Might be
it's a
pretty nice.
great place
I bet.
to visit. Yeah.
No, I've never been down to that area. So,
Yeah.
so would you want to travel like over to Europe, or have you traveled to Europe?
No, I haven't been out of the country.
Okay.
I actually have. My dad is from Belize.
Really? Okay.
Yes, so
Have you ever? You haven't gone down? Oh my gosh, that looks like
that
that'd
would
be
be
nice.
great. Yes.
Oh wow. So how did your dad get from Belize to here?
Well, his mom came down here when he was a certain age at 14.
Okay.
And that's how he got from Belize to here. So that was his story. Yes, yes. My aunties, which is his sisters, most of them are nurses.
Okay.
So they all went to school here and yes, made something.
Nice. So with Dreamcatcher, if somebody, like the ones you deal with, or just anybody, how? Because most people don't think like on the podcast, it's like, oh, nobody's listening to me, going to listen to me, or how do you inspire people to go after their goals and dreams?
By being an example.
Okay.
I can't just give them information on how to do something if I'm not doing it myself, if that makes sense.
It does.
And I had to learn that the hard way.
Okay.
Because at first I was doing for others and helping them chase their dreams and helping them do this and helping them do that, and I forgot about me, and it made me feel like me helping them, they couldn't reflect off me my leadership skills. If that makes sense. It's like, am I false advertising, or are you really trying to live this out?
You're trying to walk the walk, yeah.
Yes. So it's like I have to walk the walk to understand where they're coming from in order to give them a path.
True. That is true, yes.
So now I'm just giving them false narrative until I fix who I am.
Yeah.
So when I stood back and I'm like, okay, the more I fix me, the more I know how to pour into others.
True. True.
The more I fix me, the more advice I can give them because I'm giving it to myself.
True.
So it all starts in you in order to get others to get going.
Yes. So did you go to college?
No.
You didn't go to college. Okay, that's cool.
Life experience.
So leadership. Did you just have kind of leadership skills along the way, or
I think it came from my mom. She always would live regretful on how much responsibility she put on me by being a single mom, and I was her first daughter.
Okay.
And I think it came from being forced. So it was situations where it was like I will always look at what she went through, and I won't let my brothers and sisters try not to see that. So I will help her out more at the house. She don't have to tell me. I just knew.
Right. I see what you mean.
Living, I just was like, I remember one time the arm broke when we ironed to iron our clothes. So my mom, she worked night shifts, so I would help her with all her kids in the morning to get us to school. Right. So they were panicking, my brothers and sisters. They was like, what are we gonna do? We're gonna get talked about. We go to school with wrinkled uniform. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, we can't do this. This is causing problems. I got a skillet and put it on the stove and I ironed everybody's clothes.
There you go. That works.
So it was like when you're put in certain positions, leadership, you can't get taught off a book.
No, you cannot.
And I feel like that's where we fell at a lot. Leadership,
Yeah, I can do
management, that's two separate things.
yeah,
It
it
goes
really
hand
is.
to hand.
Right.
But
But yeah, I
leadership
see what
is
you mean.
off life experiences, if
Yes.
that makes sense. So that's what created me to become
Awesome.
one.
So we were talking about books. Would you ever want to write a book? Or do you like writing?
I love writing. But it was when I was younger. I need to get back to me. Yes.
Yes.
Like I
Okay.
used to write like an essay and I used to do poetry. Like
Really?
yeah.
Oh wow.
Yes. I just kind of lost that a little bit.
That's
I'm
cool.
glad we are having this talk.
Yeah.
So now I feel like I need to get back to me.
Yeah. It is. It's easy to lose track of who you really are when
Yeah.
life happens and just everything
Yes.
and
I
busy
agree.
day to day. So,
Yeah.
would you ever want to do a podcast?
Yes.
Okay, you would be very good at it. I
I
could
was
tell.
thinking that because I can touch on so much when it comes to reaching out to people in different areas.
Yes.
So I believe my voice can make a difference.
Yes.
I just need to live out my truth.
You do.
And I need
Yeah.
and that's something that I can keep telling me all day, but now it's time for action, if
Yes.
that makes sense.
It does, and that's where most people don't.
I get lost in my thoughts.
Yeah,
And I feel like that's why I fail at a lot. I get so lost in my thoughts, I get overthinking, and I just go with the flow, knowing that my assignment is bigger than me.
Yeah, exactly. I know, and it is easy to get lost in your thoughts, and
Yeah.
and the taking action. I mean, which most people don't
Yes,
do.
yes.
You know, that's why most people don't catch your dreams. They
I
don't.
think because we're conditioned to forget about us and pour so much to how society is being ran.
Yes.
And that's another thing too.
Yes.
Even when our kids go to school and they learn a certain way, I think we're getting conditioned to be programmed to how society, instead of them, like, if your kid is an artist, she can't focus too much on art because she has to worry about how to become a person inside of the community, if that makes sense.
Yes.
She can't focus on her dream. She may be the best at what she do.
Yes.
But we're going to put that to the side because we have to make her feel like society and how things are ran and numbers are more important than who she is as a person.
Yes.
So everybody get caught up to losing who they are.
They are. They
Yes.
lose the inner child. They lose. They
Mhm.
are conditioned to be productive and make a
Yes.
living and all this, and forget their
Yes.
dreams.
I agree.
And then a lot of people want to do their dreams when they get ready to retire, but a lot of times they are too old or don't have enough money, and it's just like you got to do it today because you never know when. Well, with cancer or whatever, you never know when your last day is. So, but yeah, it's. I think our society, especially United States, where we are, I mean, you always productive. You know, it's just like, what did you do today? And it's like sometimes doing nothing is very good because that's when I do my best thinking. So, and going for walks and everything out and being out in nature.
Yes, I agree.
But no, I think that is a very good wisdom there. That just live for you, and just get back to the inner child.
Yes,
which I think I can tell you used to have your inner child.
I do, and I'm tired of like bundling it, but I feel like in my inner child, I have some trauma that I have to deal with within myself as well.
Yeah,
in order
I can understand that one too.
Because like you never stop healing. Once
you do not.
You heal your inner child. Now you got to jump into your teenage.
Yeah, that's true.
Then you got to jump into your 20s.
Yeah, that is true.
Like
there's plenty of things you can heal. That's for sure.
It's like a cycle, but it depends on the person who's willing to put in the work.
That is true too.
When are you going to give up all what society has to give to fix you?
Yes.
And I feel like that's the big question.
Yeah.
And that's where the change come in.
Yeah, it is exactly. So, and that's one thing some people go and chase, and I've gotten to the point where if you just put your authentic self out there, you attract,
Yes, you attract what you get.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So, going back to what you do, how many people do you deal with? How many people can you deal with?
I deal with currently right now I have 18 individuals.
Oh wow!
Yes, and then I have 8 staff right now that I deal with.
So is this like a set time period you work with them? Or?
Yes. So we have so how we do our schedules for the day. We're open from 8:30 to 3:30.
Okay.
And then we have time period 1, time period 2, time period 3.
Okay.
So that's how we schedule our day for them. Okay. So they have a schedule like a work day.
Okay.
So it's volunteer work mixed in with fun activities.
Nice.
So we kind of keep them not losing who they are.
Right, exactly.
And then letting them know that we do have to put in work with society. Because
Right. You
you
do.
know,
Yeah,
we do.
you do. You
We
definitely
do. It's just what
it
we
is.
have.
Yeah, if you're gonna,
It's what's going on.
it's the system you have to deal with and function in.
Exactly.
So how do you find these people? Or how do they find you?
Well, as far as that part, I haven't. Well, see, I have people that over me who
Do that part?
who does the revenue.
Oh, okay.
So as far as the revenue, I can't be direct with you on that.
Sure.
But if I can take a guess on it, I'm pretty sure people find us because the company is known
Okay.
to help people with disabilities.
Okay.
So like when they have people at home that they can't deal with anymore, that's
Then
what
they
we
come
can
and see.
Yes.
Do you have a website too then?
Yes, ILC Integrated Life Choices.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
So so how old a company?
I've been there for like 2.5 years, so I have to.
Okay.
I have to ask them.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can understand that. Probably not something you've really had to come up with on
Yeah.
that. So Niesha, before we end the podcast, anything other thing you would like to share with the audience?
Oh, good question. No, I haven't figured that out.
Okay,
No,
that's cool.
sorry.
That is cool. So,
I'm sorry.
well, Niesha, thank you for joining me at Blue Moon here.
Yeah.
And it's been a long time. I haven't seen you for a
Yes,
while.
and we can continue to do this.
Okay, that
Yeah.
sounds good.
Yeah.
I
mean, I
like
enjoy this. I want to get used to it. This
Okay.
is my first time doing one.
Okay, awesome.
I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous.
I can understand that too. I would be more nervous if this were live.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Yes. So, but other than that, I want to do it more. I want to be more in tune with it, and I'm here. Yeah.
Awesome. That sounds good. We'll look forward to doing follow-up podcasts
Yes,
then.
yes.
So, or maybe when you get your own podcast. I would
love
love to
that.
be a guest on your
Yeah.
podcast.
Okay, Mark.
So you heard it here. I said yes.
Yes.
And I do. You would be awesome doing that.
Well, I would
So
love for you to be my mentor to show
Okay.
me how to get it started.
I can definitely do that.
And I do have something
Yes. Okay.
as far as to leave to our viewers right now.
Okay.
Leadership. Always be a student.
Amen.
Always be a student. It's always things to learn, and that's the number one goal to leadership.
It is. There is always something.
It's
Because
always
there's so many people that get out of school and they think they're done
Yes,
learning. And it's
because
like,
you can get caught up. You know everything. My daughter
Yeah.
does. She get in arrogant ways. Well,
Yeah.
my oldest daughter, she knows everything.
Yeah.
Until she bumps her head, and then she's like, "Oh," I'm sorry. And I'm just like, always be a student, even if
Yes,
you're very
yes.
confident at what you're doing. I'm gonna always be a student, and
Yeah.
I'm never gonna stop learning.
yeah, because life keeps on teaching you.
It
You
does.
just got to be receptive to it.
That's part of the cycle.
It is.
Growing.
Yes.
Just as a human being,
Yeah.
Structured as a baby,
Yes.
from a toddler to a kid to
Yes,
a
yes.
dog.
Yeah.
Life never stopped growing, so
It-
why should you stop growing?
You shouldn't.
Exactly.
And that is what so many people. I don't know how we ever got to a society that you're done out of high school or college or whatever. It's like,
No.
oh, I've learned everything. It's like, oh wow, you're going to learn that you haven't even
No.
started learning anything.
Yes.
So,
Because and then we have to think about we have a whole generation behind us.
uh-huh.
We got to keep up with them.
We do. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
We can't let them go. We gotta keep learning and learning and
Yeah,
learning. So
you
that's
do.
how I feel.
And I
about
think
it.
life is really good when you keep learning.
Yeah,
All the stuff
I
that's just
agree.
like, hey, if I hadn't kept learning, I
Yes.
wouldn't know I liked
that
that.
way youth lasts forever.
You do.
Yeah.
Or like starting a podcast.
I
4 years ago,
agree.
it's like, I would have never thought 5 years ago that I'd be doing a podcast.
I love
But
it.
it's been awesome.
Yeah.
I get to do and talk to awesome people like you. So,
And I agree. And I love to
So-
talk to awesome people like you.
oh,
too.
thank you, Niesha. I appreciate that. So,
You're welcome.
why that was a great way to end the podcast. So,
Yes.
thank you again for joining me on this episode
Thank
of
you.
Dreamcatcher, and we'll look forward to future podcasts.
Yes, we will.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.